Hi readers! Today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated books for November. So these are books that are being released next month, and yes, they are mostly fantasy. In case you don't know me, I'm Chris. I do book reviews, book hauls, and all sorts of bookish stuff. So before I jump in, I just want to mention, of course, these are not all the books being released in November, of course. And second of all, they are not in any way listed by my favorite. I'm just going to go by release date. So first up, I have Spellbreaker by Charlie N. Holmberg. So according to Amazon, it says that this story is about an orphan girl who learns that there are two types of wizards in the world. Those who pay for the power to cast spells, and those like her who are born with the power to break them. As an unlicensed magic user, her gift is a crime. Elise must use her spell breaking to push back against the aristocrats and help her common man. So full disclosure, I have never read any of Holmberg's books before. I'd actually never even heard of her until I joined Bookstagram. And of course, I started following one of my favorite authors, Gail Carringer, and it just happens that she happens to be friends with Gail. So it seems like they have similar writing styles and similar stories. So I think that I definitely want to check out one of her books to see see if they're similar and see if she is just as good. So if you're interested, this book becomes available in paperback and ebook next week on November 1st. I can't believe it's going to be November 1st already. Second up, I have Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. Yes, this is the same Marissa Meyer who wrote Heartless and the Cinder series. So this newest novel is supposed to be a young adult contemporary romance. It says there is a girl who is suddenly gifted with the ability to cast instant karma on those around her, both good and bad. This sounds really interesting to me, and I really hope that it explores the up and downs of having this type of power, especially for a young girl, and what, karma really means. So this book will be available in hardcover on November 3rd. Third, I have The Royal Ranger by John Flanagan. I understand that this is the fourth book in the Royal Ranger series, this series being a sequel series to the Ranger's Apprentice series, of which I just read the first book. If you're interested, you can check out my 1-minute review by clicking on the link above. But I know that these books are super popular among younger readers, so if you have anyone in your family that is interested in these books, this would be a great pick for a possible holiday gift. So this book will be available in hardcover on November 3rd. Fourth up, I have The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. So this book, which is a collaboration between these two authors, is supposed to be a thrilling, dark, contemporary fantasy about a prestigious sorority of witches. And there's two girls that get caught up in the world of sinister magic and betrayals. Again, I have not read anything by either of these two authors, but I think it's really cool that they were able to come together and collaborate on this book. Cass said in an interview that she was influenced by the movie The Craft, so this is a perfect time of year for a book about witches to come out. I believe there's actually a remake of The Craft coming out on one of the streaming services. I don't remember which one, but this would probably be a great book to pair with it. So this book also comes out next week on November 3rd in hardcover. My fifth pick is a little bit different because it's a graphic novel, and that is Victor and Nora, A Gotham Love Story. So this graphic novel is specifically geared towards young adults, which I think is really cool. And, sorry, gotta look at my notes here for a minute. It features a young Victor Freeze who falls in love with Nora Faria. So if you're familiar at all with Batman lore, Victor Freeze, he becomes Mr. Freeze. If you've ever seen the movie with, Arnold, he played Mr. Freeze. The story will probably be really familiar to you, but I think doing a, YA romance take on it is just really cute. I just think it's really cute, so that's why it's on here. This also comes out on November 3rd, wherever graphic novels are sold. So, number 6, we have Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. Another super popular author, another super popular series. Rhythm of War is the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive series, which is Sanderson's newest series. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the last book in this series or not, so if you know, please comment down below and let me know. Again, he's a super popular author. I don't have a lot of experience with him. He writes stories, again, for a little bit younger readers that I just haven't read a ton of. I read some of his earlier things, and then the work that he did on the Wheel of Time series, I've read that. But again, because of his popularity and all his books are bestsellers, so again, if you have any young readers in your family, this might be a good book for a holiday gift. And another one that comes out on November 3rd. So, number 7, we have The Burning God, and I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, by R.F. Kuang. So this is the 3rd and final book in the critically acclaimed and award-winning The Poppy Wars series. If you're not familiar with this series, it is a YA fantasy that combines the history of 20th century China with a gripping world of gods and monsters. Sounds good, right? Again, super popular series. I've had this series on my TBR for a while, and now that this final book is out, I think I'm probably going to move it up on my TBR. I sometimes like to collect a whole series before I start it. That way I'm not like waiting forever for like the next installment to come out. Looking at you, George R.R. Martin. Anyway, that will be available in hardcover on November 17th. My 8th pick is the long-awaited, speaking of waiting for a long time, Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. So this highly anticipated book is a direct sequel of Ready Player 1. After winning the contest, Wade finds a secret hidden in Halliday's vaults and will once again change the world and make Oasis even more wondrous. With this secret comes a new riddle, a new quest, and a last Easter egg. So fans of the first book have been waiting forever for the sequel, so I do hope that it was worth the wait. The first book was so much fun, I have read it, so I'm definitely going to be adding this sequel to my TBR when it comes out on November 24th. My 9th pick is called How the King of Haym Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Brock. So this book is an illustrated Edition to Black's best-selling series, Folk of Air trilogy, the one that started with The Cruel Prince. So this book is an anthology of stories that takes place before, in between, and after her series. Each chapter is paired with full-color artwork, making this the perfect collector's item, and you guessed it, another great holiday gift. For me, I love illustrated editions. I have illustrated editions of a lot of my favorite books, Harry Potter, The Da Vinci Code, Game of Thrones. This beauty comes out on November 24th, just in time for the holidays. My 10th and final pick is going to be Dark Tides by Philippa Gregory. Yes, technically this is not a fantasy, and certainly not YA, but Gregory has been one of my favorite authors for a long, long time, and I've almost read everything that she's ever written. I already have the first book in this series, Tidelands, so obviously I'm going to pick up Dark Tides at some point in the future. Unlike some of her other series, this historical series follows the rise, and maybe fall, we'll see, of the Tidelands family in the 1600s in England. I really have a soft spot for British historical fiction, especially when it comes to, like, the monarchy. So I totally can't wait to read this book when it comes out on November 24th. So, those were my top picks for November 2020. Let me know which one of these books you are the most interested for. If there's anything that you are excited for that I didn't mention, let me know below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know so I know to make more of these in the future. I hope everyone has a sparkling day and happy reading. Bye!